Welcome to West Allis We're Open. I'm Emily Einig here, your guide to West Allis small business. Today we're showcasing the arts with Erico Ortiz, owner of Inspiration Studios. Erico, give us a little history about Inspiration Studios and how it came to be.
Well, several years ago, I began painting after I retired, and I decided that I needed a place for my artwork. It was taking over my home, but also the theater company, Village Playhouse of Wauwatosa at the time, needed a home. They had lost their lease at another place, and I was on the board at the time, so decided it was time to find a little building that I could offer as a home to the Village Playhouse, and then also a place to exhibit artwork.
What inspired you to open Inspiration Studios in West Allis?
So the building used to be a funeral home, Scoobel and Slattery Funeral Home. It's a unique sort of building in that the viewing rooms lent themselves well to becoming an art gallery and a theater, a black box theater. As a former funeral home, it's got a few interesting little nooks and crannies, which is fun and fine. It's got a freight elevator, which the theater company loves. Um, Still has the embalming room, which people don't love, but it became our paint room. So the building itself is fully utilized.
How have you adapted gallery openings during the pandemic?
Exhibit-wise, we had an exhibit that came in February, and then COVID-19 hit. In March, we were in the middle of a theater production by Cream City Theater. Everything just kind of fell apart. That show had to cancel halfway through the run. The art exhibits that I had scheduled for April and May had to be canceled. That was really hard on everybody. It's wonderful now to be able to have an art exhibit that you can see here on display of two of the Martini girls, Marcia Hero and Patty Belbin. And it was a last minute sort of thing. I thought, it's time, let's get some artwork back up and figure out how we can do this while still maintaining social distance and whatnot. So that's what we've done. And simply had, without an opening reception, which is what usually people come to, no opening reception, but simply scheduled each Friday in June, where this exhibit is open to the public from 1 to 5. So that was nice in that people had a chance to come, explore. We've got masks available for people to wear and wipes and all that. And so we kept our distance, and a few pieces sold as well.
How has COVID-19 affected the theater and art community in the area?
The theater company has been looking at, which had to cancel their one act festival, which is one of the things that a lot of companies have done theater-wise. They've either canceled shows entirely or postponed them with the idea of including them in the next season. In terms of the West Allis Players, they are affected obviously by this. I was in the middle of directing a play for them, which would have opened in April, and we had to stop midstream after a month's worth of rehearsals and with a wonderful cast. And so now West Allis Players is trying to restructure and figure out how they proceed in light of changes in the school district, and we don't even know if the schools are going to open or not and how that's going to affect community groups like ours.
Arts and theater isn't your typical business. You can't go in during normal business hours and look at products. So how can people support the arts when they can't physically go to a gallery show or a theater show?
People want to see the artwork up front. I mean, very often you can order things online. You can look at artwork and say, hey, I want a copy of that, I want that, but it's not the same as being able to walk up to a piece of art like this and seeing all the nuances and all the little things that are glued on and attached, and especially if it's a mixed media piece like this one. It's difficult to promote that online and say, hey, the price on this is such and such.
How have artists adapted to using online tools during the pandemic?
For theater, it requires a new way of thinking. And a new way of producing your shows. Just as people have learned to work from home and do online instruction for students, and online, their homes became their offices, for salespeople and insurance reps and whatever. The idea of presenting an online option for people to pay through PayPal or however that would be collected, that's an option that this company is pursuing. And I think that's the case for lots of companies in the Milwaukee area. I'm seeing all the time ways that people can see productions online through Facebook or other means, YouTube. But it's making us think out of the box.
So are you optimistic for the future of art and theater this year with COVID-19?
It's one of the things that we've considered where perhaps I would get artists to exhibit their works on the grounds here in the parking lot. In terms of fundraising, that's an idea for us. Having some sort of skits and one acts and things like that done out there that don't require a lot of furniture, that having artists exhibit their works at different places, and I could create a map of some sort, put it online, and people can drive by and pull up and look at the art, and if they want to purchase something, get out of your car and see about purchasing it. So that's something that we need to, I think, as a theater company, as a theater community, think about how we can do that sort of thing so that we're not putting people in confined spaces, don't allow for the social distancing. But that face-to-face encounter, or face-to-face, face-to-art encounter, I think is important.
We'd like to thank Erico Ortiz, owner of Inspiration Studios, for having us today. Again, I'm Emily Einechner, and thank you for watching West Allis We're Open.